Hi, my name's TJ Murphy, CEO and owner of Baldor Specialty Foods. We're a family-run business. It started in the 40s with my great-grandfather. My grandfather took it over in the 60s and my father in the 80s. I don't get out to see our customers every day like you do, and I thank you guys so much for doing that. This video is important, let you know how important you are to the company, how important your safety is, and to thank you for doing such a great job in facing those customers every day. So thank you for watching this video. We want to make sure you guys are safe, you're taking care of our customers, and that representing the company that Baldor is in giving great quality and service.
All right, good morning. This is Baldor Transportation. This is Andrew speaking. How can I help you? Yes, sure, no problem. You want to place an order? Okay. Okay, what's the name of your business? Okay, and you're located in New York? Okay, great. All right, I'm going to place that order right now. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All drivers are required to come to work in uniform and ready to professionally represent Baldor. Proper uniform includes work boots, never sneakers, hats or hair covering, and personal protective equipment such as gloves. After punching in, the driver should find the route he or she has been assigned and immediately check in with dispatch for anything needed, such as parking passes or EZ Pass. As a driver for Baldor, you are required by both company policy and the law to perform a pre-trip inspection of the vehicle you will drive for the day. This inspection must be completed to ensure that the vehicle is roadworthy and to avoid violations that negatively affect both your and your motor carrier's CSA scores. Our first priority is the safety of our employees and of the citizens of the neighborhoods which we serve. The driver's first step in the pre-inspection of his or her vehicle should be to open the rear door and confirm that the load is correct and secure, and that all of the necessary equipment is on board. Once completed, the driver should proceed to the front driver's side of the vehicle and begin the inspection. Check the tire for any obvious cuts or breaks in the sidewall that could be a safety hazard, and also check the tread depth. Check the lug nuts to make sure they are not loose. A good way to check is to look for rust streaks leading away from the lug nuts, as that is often an indicator of loose lug nuts. Make sure to check the wheel seals for grease or leaks. This can cause problems later on and is a common reason to be stopped for a roadside inspection by law enforcement. It is very important that the driver check all stickers to make sure they are not expired. A truck should not be used until valid stickers are in the proper place. Continue towards the rear of the truck on the same side. Look for any body damage that you haven't seen before, while checking that there is nothing loose that could come off while driving, such as mirrors, cab steps, or pull handles. Look underneath the truck to make sure that nothing is loose, hanging, or obviously broken. Check to make sure the U-bolts that attach the body to the chassis are secure. Check the rear tires for proper tread depth. It is very important to check the inside tire, as it is not always visibly apparent when an inboard tire is either low on air or flat. When they are flat, they can break apart on the road, causing a hazard for the driver as well as others on the road. And when they are low on air, they can cause damage to both tires inside and out. Flat or low tires are another common cause for violations during roadside inspections and are easily preventable. Check the lug nuts for rust streaks, like you did when inspecting the front tires. Check to make sure the mud flap is in good condition and secure to the vehicle. Next, it's time to move to the rear of the vehicle and inspect the liftgate. Make sure all of the hoses and connections are clean and secure, leak-free and unbroken. Check that the liftgate itself is not obviously broken and the rear steps are safe and secure. Check that the liftgate is mechanically sound, in good working order. Check to make sure the door latch is secure and operational. Repeat the entire inspection on the other side of the truck, just as with the first side. Now it is time to take the inspection inside the cab. You must first make sure that you have a valid insurance card, registration, and rental or lease agreement. Now you must check that the fire extinguisher is on board, secured in place, and fully charged, and locate the red box containing the emergency triangles. You can now begin checking all of the lights. Although this is easier with a partner, it must be performed even if you are alone. Lights that do not work are the easiest violations for law enforcement to notice, and and are guaranteed to cause a roadside inspection. All lights must be functional. These include headlights, directional front and back lights, marker lights, tail lights, brake lights, and overcap lights if equipped. All drivers of commercial motor vehicles are required by law and Baldor policy to fasten their seatbelts before operating the vehicle. Once confirmed that all lights are functional, it is time to check the functionality of all gauges and control knobs. It is now time to perform a test of the air brake system and the spring brake. Operational range for the air gauge is between 90 and 110 pounds of air pressure. If the pressure falls below 90 pounds, an alarm will sound. If any faults are detected during the pre-trip inspection, the driver should use a DVIR book to indicate the problems and bring it to the dispatch office, and if corrections are necessary, they should be addressed before using the faulty equipment. After all tests are completed to the driver's satisfaction, they are ready to begin their trip. The driver should test the brakes within 50 to 100 feet of placing the vehicle in motion. All Baldor employees are required to scan their company ID both in and out of the facility. Both law and good defensive driving habits require that drivers use the vehicle's directional indicators every time the vehicle changes direction. As you approach the customer location, always explore the area where you're about to park. Ensure that you look out for any hazards or obstructions that would cause you to be involved in an accident or get injured while performing the delivery. Remember, most accidents and injuries are preventable by following safe procedures. Before you back up, always get out of the vehicle and look at your surroundings. When exiting, you should always maintain 3 points of contact: 1 foot on the stairs below you and both hands on the handle as you travel downward, ensuring a firm grip on the floor before you proceed walking. You always need to have an awareness of what's going on behind the truck and where you are during your approach to the customer location. Look for any overhead concerns, hazards, trees, wires, and anything else that may be of threat to you or the vehicle. Always walk on the sidewalk or as close along the vehicle as possible when exiting on the driver's side to eliminate the risk of walking into the street and getting struck by another vehicle.
Hey, how you doing? Good morning.
How's it going?
My name is Reggie from Baldor.
Nice to meet you, Manny.
Nice to meet you. Have a delivery for you?
Awesome. Let me show you where that goes.
Okay.
The driver should always walk the delivery path before beginning the delivery to ensure there are no obstructions that could be a hazard to his or her safety while coming through with the hand truck. Always make sure that you open up the latch of the vehicle before you approach. Remember, 3 points of contact when you're in the back, ensuring that you have proper stance on the liftgate before you open up the door. It's important that when you work with the liftgate, you always work on the curb side of the liftgate, and you ensure that you keep your hands away as you're lowering the liftgate. Never have your hands on the liftgate and controls at the same time. Before lowering the liftgate, always ensure that there are no other vehicles in the path. When you extend the liftgate, always do so on the side of the liftgate so that you don't drop it onto your feet. And keep your feet away from any pinch points on the liftgate. As you rise up on the liftgate, you want to make sure that your liftgate has plenty of clearance to butt up against the back of the vehicle, ensuring that you don't trap your feet in between the liftgate and the truck. Make sure that the liftgate comes to a full stop before climbing onto the vehicle. It's always important to be aware of the distance in the back of the vehicle. Always remember not to overload your hand truck. You also want to make sure that you always use proper lifting techniques by bending with your knees, remembering to use your legs. Squat instead of kneeling. Let your legs do the work and avoid twisting. Slowly lift the object by straightening your hips and knees, not your back. Once everything is loaded up on the hand truck, you want to make sure that you have plenty of clearance and space as you exit the vehicle. It's important to know where the end of the truck is and to make sure that you exit the vehicle by placing the hand truck in the middle of the liftgate. Make sure the vehicle and the liftgate aren't going to move and that the hand truck isn't going to fall off the liftgate. Remember to always face the back of the vehicle as you place the product down, and always to make sure that you're aware of where the end of the vehicle is in relation to the liftgate. Always look to minimize the chances of the hand truck bouncing on the ground and striking a pedestrian or another vehicle that is on the street. Another method of removing product from the vehicle is to hand stack it on the tail of the truck. Every time you exit the vehicle and go down, always remember to have 3 points of contact on the vehicle. You always have to make sure that, as you exit the vehicle, you use extra precautions when you're about to descend. It's important to have an awareness of where your feet are and ensure that you have one hand on the handle when you're exiting down the truck. As you properly grab the boxes, keep in mind that you always use proper lifting techniques as you place them in and take them out of the hand truck. Do not twist or use your back when lifting. Before you leave the customer location, it's important to get a 360-degree view around all sides of the truck. Make sure that you check for any obstacles and hazards and ensure you avoid them when exiting the customer location. Always take your hand truck and put it back in the truck so the wheels are facing upwards. You don't want the hand truck to roll back and collapse into the door or onto yourself when opening the door. Remember, accidents frequently occur when they are closest to home. Drivers must remain alert until the vehicle is put away for the day.